What up, YouTube? Today I want to talk about throwing weapons. What we should look for and what we should avoid. And for starters, there are many types of throwing weapons. You have throwing knives of different styles. I got a couple examples here. This is a kunai, right? I've modded it a little bit. Double bladed. This here is what the hell is this? It's a Gil Hibben throwing knife, right? And it's kind of got the same shape on both ends. Here's a Cold Steel heavy throwing star. Super thick and awesome. And here's a Cold Steel Battle Star. Really large. Okay. For starters, there are many choices. There's also, see these tomahawks here. Tomahawks have long been used for throwing, and I think they're one of the best. And I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, for starters, the weight of the object that you're going to throw is probably the most important thing, because not everyone can throw a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. So if you have a really lightweight knife, like you'll see a lot of throwing stars and a lot of throwing knives that are really tiny. I don't even have any as an example because they're so crappy. I've got rid of them a long time ago. But if they're really small and they're really lightweight, even if, like, unless you poison that thing and then get really close to where you can throw it and hit someone, that's going to be worthless when it comes to, like, actual combat. You need something with enough weight to pack a punch to drive the point into the target. Like these battle stars here, they weigh enough to where this point will sink all the way in. That will be a fatality. If you hit somebody with that, they're through. And you need to check your local laws and make sure it's legal in your area to have all these different things. But for starters, what do I think is the best type of throwing objects? And that is the one with the most points. And I'll explain why. You'll see knife throwing videos, and something like this, a kunai, and they throw it, and it flips over, and then it sticks into the target. And you have to pace yourself and know your exact pace backwards away from the target to know if that point is going to rotate into the target. And for the most part, unless you sit there and practice that, it's gonna fucking hit on the side, it's gonna hit on the back, and it's not gonna do anything. Like, it would hurt them, but you don't throw a dangerous weapon or shoot a bullet to hurt someone. You do it to kill them, to take that threat away. Now, with these kunai, I've been practicing a straight throw, where you throw it and the blade just flies straight. It doesn't spin over end. And I think if you're going to practice knife throwing, you should practice a straight throw, because then the distance doesn't really matter as much. And I think a kunai is a great knife for that. However, I like these Gil Hibben version of a throwing knife. Now, it's got a little bit more blunt point, which won't matter if you're hitting a flesh target. But then I like that the back end is shaped just like the front end. And that gives it a second chance. Now, I'm gonna put a little bit better edge on this back here. And that makes it so that if you throw it end over end, you've got another chance of it sticking once I get that sharpened up. I have 6 of these and 6 of the kunai, and I mod all my shit all the time. But then I think a throwing star is a little bit better if you're just talking about throwing. Now, the nice thing about a throwing knife is you can throw it or you can fight with it. Well, you sort of can with a throwing star. Like, you could stab somebody with that or whatever if you wanted to. But for the most part, you just want to throw them. They're pretty lightweight. And then this joker is going to stick no matter how it hits. I think 4 points is the maximum amount of points that you probably want, because each point you put in after that is actually restricting this point from sinking in. Say there's another point coming up right here in the middle of these two. This one's sinking in. Now that point stops it. You see what I'm saying? It stops this point from going in farther. Boom. So you want just enough distance in between to where they don't resist the other one from sinking in completely. And you get that with a 4-point star, like a Moon Star. Cold Steel is like one of the best companies. They actually make throwing stars that are real, that will really do damage, that could really end someone. Unlike the little chintzy bullshit stars that people have been selling for years and years and years that don't weigh anything and they're super tiny and they got tons of points, and those are shit. Those are like dartboard practice throwing stars. Yeah, you could hit somebody and it'll hurt them, but you're not really going to do shit with it, right? You hit somebody with either one of these heavy or one of these battle stars, they're through. That's it for them. All right, but my personal favorite would be tomahawks. I really love these Black Ronin. They're super fucking cheap. They're super fucking cheap. This thing is like $20, and this is the large version. It also comes with a shorter version. It goes to about right here. I have one of those I could show you, but I didn't bring it right now. And what I love about these especially is, I've had to mod them a little bit, but there's a little point here on the front, point here on the back, blade here on the front, and on the back of the handle, there's another point. Now, I've had to sharpen a couple of these points up, but what's great about them is it's way better than a knife when it comes to melee. And if you throw it, this thing will stick every direction just like a throwing star. So a knife is great to fight with, but not as great for throwing. A throwing star is great for throwing, not as good to fight with. And a tomahawk is good for both. I mean, it really is literally the best of both worlds. You got a longer reach than a knife. I mean, you could put that right through a fucking car door. They've done this. There's a video where they show a car, and a dude takes the tomahawk to it, and he peels the whole car up. I mean, like a tin can, in just a few seconds. Any way you throw this bitch sticks. We throw these all the time in the backyard. This thing is like $20, and I would recommend it to anyone. I mean, they're super cheap, but they're super durable. I mean, we have beat the fuck out of these things, and here they are. It's perfect. And I've modded it. I've like two-toned the blades here, and I've sharpened a bit of the points here just to give it that little bit of extra stick when it hits there. To me, a tomahawk is the best one. It's the best for fighting. You can actually control people. You hook their limbs with this part, and you can control them. Inside of the leg, behind the knee, shit like that, behind the neck. You can do a lot of shit. With the beard of the blade, you can grab behind their neck. You can grab behind their knee. You could do a lot with this bitch. Easily the best to fight with, easily the best to throw. You get hit with this thing, you're through, man. That's it. That's it for you. So there you have it. A quick video on what to look for when it comes to throwing weapons and what to avoid. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. Please comment if you have any questions. I'll look at every question, and I'll try to answer every question. Thank you very much. Until next time, I've been Socrates. Peace.